Hey, good morning and welcome to the first day of spring, which in Cleveland is often just another day of winter with a later sunset. But this year promises to be different, if not meteorologically, then politically, as things only continue to heat up as we get closer to the Republican National Convention. 4 months from today will be day 3 of the convention, and what remains to be seen is what's going to be playing out down on the floor of the Q. Governor John Kosich's Ohio Victory Tuesday increases the likelihood of a contested convention, meaning no candidate has enough delegates to win on the first ballot. Remember, delegates are bound only on the first ballot. They're free agents after that. Kosich's campaign announcing the hiring of 4 strategists this week that will be involved in the intricate task of coming up with really a plan to first pick Kosich delegates and then identify ones that they can win over.
We're talking about the rules of the game when we talk about the selection of delegates, that 3/4 of these delegates get selected not by the candidate but by the parties in each of the states, and so that's going to be something to influence. And then, of course, going into the convention, the rules can be changed by the GOP right up until the day of and even into the convention itself.
The last Republican floor fight was the Reagan-Ford battle in 1976.
The work of the convention right now does not include blowing horns, waving signs.
One of the advisors Kosich brought in was the man who advised President Ford that year in Kansas City. Kosich, who was 24 at the time, was not only there, but through a series of events ended up involved helping to run 5 states for Ronald Reagan, which we talked about a few years back.
And I was there at the end when Reagan said goodbye to his inner team, and I was in the room, and I saw grown men cry, and he said, hey, don't be that upset, there'll be another day.
A lot of those rule issues are going to be debated in Cleveland the week before the convention, and that's when the spotlight is really going to begin to shine on the city, and that's when a lot of those hotel rooms will start to fill up. Our Kristen Volk shows us that includes some new additions to the region's hotel inventory.
At the new Drury Hotel downtown, it's time to polish the floors and get ready to show the public how crews turned an old Board of Education building into this.
This just has a certain character to it, and people are interested to see what it's all about.
189 rooms, one of them being an old library turned into a presidential suite. All of the rooms here booked for the Republican National Convention, most of them by the host committee.
Well, we expect to be open April 28th, 29th, well in advance of the convention.
All rooms are contracted. We're 110 rooms. We have given them all to the RNC.
And at the Hyatt Place in Crocker Park, they are booked solid too.
Just to put it in perspective, that 1 week is almost equal to an entire month's of revenue.
Todd Lentz, the general manager, tells me their nightly rate for the RNC will be at least 100% more than their normal rate.
But some are going much higher, and we didn't necessarily want to, be price gouging during that time.
And we don't feel that it's the right thing to do to price gouge.
The Drury would not disclose how much their rooms will go for or whether there will be any special accommodations for guests. But at the Hyatt Place, they are looking to extend their liquor service past midnight. Plus,
if anything, we might have extra security that we'll bring on.
Well, security was an issue when Donald Trump came to Ohio a week ago. His comments about a protester and Hillary Clinton's comments about Bernie Sanders make up the background on this morning's PolitiFact political fact check.
The Clean Power Plan is something that Senator Sanders has said he would delay implementing, which makes absolutely no sense.
That's Hillary Clinton going after Bernie Sanders in the last Democratic debate. She says he would delay President Obama's plan to fight climate change. But our PolitiFact experts say that doesn't check out.
What we found is that Bernie Sanders has never said he wants to delay implementing this law. He's actually been very supportive of it.
Sanders has said he wants the law to go further, and experts say that could take longer to put in place, but there's no evidence Sanders wants to delay the law. PolitiFact rates Hillary Clinton's claim as false. Meanwhile, the other big winner this week, Donald Trump, took aim at one of his protesters. On Meet the Press, he told Chuck Todd that a man who rushed him at a rally in Ohio has ties to ISIS.
No, excuse me, you didn't see the clip. He was playing Arabic music, he was dragging the flag along the ground, and he had internet chatter with ISIS and about ISIS. So I don't know if he was or not, but all we did was put out what he had on his internet.
That protester, 22-year-old Thomas DeMassimo, was arrested by police. So do those internet postings really tie him to ISIS, as Trump claims?
This was kind of clearly the work of a prankster, of somebody not related to DeMassimo. And when we even talked to experts and asked them if they thought he had ISIS ties, they said, it's pretty clear this guy did not have ISIS ties or the government would not have released him.
PolitiFact ruling Trump's claim as false. Well, that protester was arrested and charged in federal court. For more fact checks, go to PolitiFact.com. With Democracy 2016, I'm John Kosich. Enjoy your Sunday.